It's not as deadly as it was before. Before, you'd put out fires and leave patches of steam around that would do almost as much damage as a fire did when you walk through them. The game's come quite a way since beta. Not perfect by any means, but definitely one of the better games I've played. Let's look real quick. Get our recipe unlock. All your recipes are stored up here in this tab for future reference. Sell any books that you get.
Oh, mighty ocean, how I pine for thee. Hear a shell's lament. Yield me unto the water. Woe is me. Dry air my sorry lot.
Look, look, a wanderer comes my way, walking the sands upon which this poor shell must suffer. Who are you, Sir Shell? Call me Ishmael, son of the sea, outcast upon those wretched shores. An exiled shell, doomed to live under a canopy of arid sky, not his native tender water. It seems strange that you can talk. Of course I can talk, don't be silly. There's more tongue to me than heart. Indeed, the surprise should be mine, for I still remember the days when your king swung from branches, and plucked the vermin out of their neighbor's fur. You don't seem to remember the past very fondly. Time is an indulgent mistress to one who spends his hours happily. Whoa. Words, how they work. Time is an indulgent mistress to one who spends happy hours as she passes. But when your existence is one of misery, she becomes lethargic harpy. Continue. I remember ancient times, for I have lain here since antiquity, and the ruins around us were palaces and the sun-bleached, dead merry children. All this I have seen, alive, alone, alas. You say that you are doomed. My fate is a cruel one, I assure you. How many snot-noses have held me up against their dirty little ears, only to claim they can hear the ocean? Of course they hear her. The brats. We're in the very edge of a giant aquatic mother whose embrace I so deeply desperately long for. So it's the sea's embrace you long for. Yes, yes. I, King of the Pearls, ache to Easy, sugar. That's my little Candace, who I'm sure will be making vocal appearances throughout this playthrough. Yes, yes, I, King of the Pearls, ache to repose anew on his coral throne. Roll me towards the water, swing me as far as your arm's strength gives lease, and treasure long sunk I will grant thee. I should decide what to do with you. What do you say, kind knight? Will you turn the King of Pearls to the sea so he may yield you long-lost treasure? And since Kirito is a rogue? King of the Pearls, you say? Sounds lucrative. Let's sell them to a local merchant. And we'll have Asuna not be quite as greedy. Don't be so foolish. For the sea he longs, the sea should return him. And in typical rogue fashion. Who says he'll make good on his promise? The pearl is a sure thing. His words, however, are not. Don't be so greedy. Indulge me and let's return poor Ismachel to his throne. Now we engage in a game of rock, paper, scissors to see which one of their choices we followed through with. So far, it seems that Asuna definitely prefers scissors. And as soon as I say that, she picks paper. Okay, so it looks like Kirito won that discussion. No. We'll do as I say, and that's the end of it. Laggard most vile. You would rob me of my freedom and pearl? And you see, fill thy lungs with salt. Alright, now we have Mr. Ismachel in our bags. There's a use option on him now. A talking shell you picked up from the beach. It's been quiet ever since you snagged it. See what he does when we use him. It appears we just ate Mr. Ismachel to gain 10 water resistance. Alright, here's our first way shrine. We used to use to teleport around fairly frequently. Okay, I'll show you a bit of crafting. These branches can be used to craft arrow shafts, which we'll be using in conjunction with our bow once we get some arrowheads to put on them. One branch yields 3 arrow shafts now, instead of 1 it seems. I wonder if that means that arrowheads are going to be a lot more common now. I know in the beta they seem to be in fairly short supply. Since Kirito has a shovel, these mounds you can dig up. There's usually treasure underneath. Sometimes there's stuff other than treasure, which can be hazardous to your health. Explore around here, make sure we didn't miss anything.
Can I help you?
Hold it right there, Orc Scum. No one slips past the Legion unchallenged. Calm down. Yes. Doesn't look like one of them is an orc to me. Not a single horn in sight, you know. Just hold your tongue, will you, Bibidius? Can't be too careful. We're sworn to protect Sicile. Who are you? We're legionnaires, of course. On the lookout for orcs that have been attacking from the sea. God knows why they do it. We stand firm. We're of the Legion, Liberators of Rivellon. Liberators of liquor too, aren't we, old chum? Hehehe. Just pipe down, will you, Bibius? So you're liberators, you say? Aye, a noble word watchdog that. But that is what we do. We watch over local dogs, and ever so often aim for one another's throat. Separate them to keep a peace. Separate by the sword, that is. Best way to calm a wily dog is to neuter it. Ha! Spay for pay. Legion's motto. Just put a sock in it, will you, Bibius? Seems you've been enjoying a drink or two. Ever kept the watch? Stood on the lookout for hours on end? Bored stiff? Boredom's the demon's buddy, and booze the demon's hunter. There, I do declare, it is time for this hunter to take another shot. Huzzah! I'd like to ask you a few more questions. What do you want to know? About Counselor Jake. So it's Jake you're looking for. Ship sailed on that one, I'm afraid. Fellow's dead. Murdered. What can you tell me about Jake's murder? Can't tell you much more, except that I've heard he was found face down in a puddle of blood being used as water fountain by his own pet mongrel. They 'twas his wife that did it. I bet the bottle of brandy... They're right. A devilish flirt, that one. As if that proves anything, just keep your trap shut, will you, Bibius? Tell me more about those orcs. Bunch of barbaric bastards, a lot of them. They'll kill your spouse and eat your children. We've been putting up a fight against them, to be sure, but they have the strength of an ox in every single one of their fingers. Takes an army to dress down a dozen. Well, we did bring a legion. Just bite your lip, will you, Bibius? I believe we are close to Sicile. Sicile, yes. The fishermen come to live in the streets, come to die. Street dogs come to die. Now which of the two would you be then? Just cut the cackle, will you, Bibius? Now then, stranger. If it's the city of Sicile you're looking for, you're heading in the right direction. Even though most folks are trying to escape, rather than reach the damn place these days. Now that I can't blame them. This place is cursed, I tell you. First the dead rise from their graves and the entire tribes of orcs sound the trumpets of war. You take to the rye for less. I'll take my leave. Hold on, not so quickly. You may not be an orc, but that doesn't mean I trust some outlander wandering the beach. Who's to say you're not a spy? Come, I'm taking you to the wizard. He'll squeeze the truth out of you one way or another. I don't need an escort, especially not a drunken one. Back off or face me. And face me too. You two are a disgrace to your uniforms. In league with the orcs, are you? Then get ready to face the Legion.
Farewell.
Looks like that triggered a fight with these couple of drunken legionnaires. Gonna fast track and turn on that one. And just so we can make them waste a couple of AP getting to us, we're going to delay Asuna's turn. See, we'll have her take out... we can't move through. just so you can see, this dotted line around Junius, that's a sign of an attack of opportunity. If I tried to move past him right now, he'd interrupt her movement, stop and attack her. I'd have to have her move again. So for now, we're just going to knock him down, hopefully, and save the rest of her action points. Have Kirito move behind this guy. It's still a little bit picky as to where their backs actually are, it seems. There we go. Oh, that's unfortunate. And since I can't finish him off this turn, it's going to use Razor's Edge and hopefully stun him. That'll just save my guys from taking a little bit of damage. Going to attempt to knock down him again. Didn't knock him down, did a little bit of damage though. He's trying to walk away, got an attack of opportunity on. And we're going to see about finishing this guy off. Alright, there we go. Have Asuna heal up. Cure Wounds is a really potent heal spell early on. It's just got a much longer cooldown than, say for instance, the water one, Minor Heal. This starts off as a 20 turn cooldown, meaning the best way to compare it would be kind of like Lay on Hands from D&D. It's a big heal when you need it, just don't expect to use it too often. Well, there we have it. 2 dead Legionnaires. They deserved it, the Cretans. And even though Asuna wasn't pleased with their conduct, she wasn't too happy in having to kill them. Not so sure anymore. It was a wicked thing we did. Heartless and compassionate. Increases the chance to hit with backstabbing by 20% for Kirito. That actually fits perfect. And 3% crit for Asuna. So that worked out pretty well as far as the stat. Another crafting book. Get the recipe from that one. Now, I don't believe they've made it true you can dual wield 2 different weapons yet. It's like no. This is a level 2 weapon, so I can't use it just yet. Go and drag these staff spells off our bar to save some room. since neither character will be using staff at any point.
Careful. Step aside.
Okay. We'll start off with our typical fast track. Then we'll wait one turn to see what the enemy is going to do. Looks like nothing for now. Sadly, we weren't close enough to that one to get any XP off of that orc. And just get them to waste some AP. Delay Austin's turn, let them run to us. We're going to charge the back orc and hopefully knock both of them down. Kiriti has already taken a bit of a beating, it seems. Got a couple of potions, so we'll go ahead and be safe, use one of those. And take the safe route around to their backs. Gonna focus on the archer first. I feel like he's a little bit more of a threat than the shaman is right now. At our current AP, we can either get 2 attacks on the cultist or stun one of them. We're gonna go for the damage for now, I think. Oh wow, that hurt. He needs to get knocked down right now. Wow, this is not going too well so far. Austin is taking a beating. We got some guards coming over to help us. It seems like they definitely tuned the difficulty up a bit since the beta. This initial fight used to be a complete face roll. We're going to play it safe here and let the guards take a bit of the heat off of us, so... We have 7 AP we can use to attack and then vanish. So we're going to... get a bit of damage on the shaman. Stun the orc since they seem like they're doing an awful lot of damage. And then walk in shadows. We're gonna have Austin to chug a health potion. And see about getting a hit on this guy's back since he's so kind to have it turned to us. And Asuna is dead. They've definitely tuned the difficulty different than before. We do not have enough AP to resurrect her right now. We're just going to pass this turn. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling like we should have let them engage the guards before charging in. That's unfortunate. Now they're both a bit off on their leveling. Here to discern some experience that unfortunately Asuna is going to be missing out on. We're going to res her and put her safely over here. Or hopefully safely over there. Yet to determine if it actually is going to be safe. Use cure wounds, hopefully keep her alive so they don't get a larger gap in experience. And an orc drank a potion, that is not what we wanted to see. Okay, well it had me a bit worried there for a minute, but it looks like things are starting to get under control now that we have the guards helping us. Three attacks of opportunity, softened him along the way.
Those orcs had a human commander.
Well, imagine if we had Leech right now. That'd be an awful lot of healing. Let's do our leveling up. I think for now we're definitely going with primary damage abilities.
One day, comrade, vengeance will be ours.
We will hold off on being cured to a second point currently. Give Austin a point of strength. And we can't afford her second man-at-arms point yet, so we'll wait for now. We could ultimately go ahead and give her Hydromance, hoping that we get to town the vendor will have heal, but I'd rather see for certain that she has it first.
Vengeance will be ours.